Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. For today, I am Letitia Humphreys in with your weather outlook for today, Monday, 5th February 2024. There is a low pressure system that is presently located in the Gulf of Mexico. It is expected to move across the Florida coast and into the North Atlantic. And as it does so, a cold front associated with this system will pull some moisture up across the Eastern Caribbean, in particular the Northern Eastern Caribbean, creating a major weather event for majority of the Eastern Caribbean islands. So that system, as it makes its way across, is expected to bring an impact on our seas, to a lesser extent the winds, the temperatures. You're going to feel a change in the temperature, and we're looking at above normal rainfall totals for this month of February associated with this particular weather system. So we're going to go forward and take a look at what the upper levels over this system looks like at this time. What I showed you here on the satellite, this is the surface circulation located in the Gulf of Mexico. But this is the upper levels. We're looking at the low concentrated just to the north of Florida, and there is a deep trough. But for right now, this trough is a bit broad. Here we are in the Eastern Caribbean islands. So just monitor with me this trough system, because it is going to be an important part of the setup as we go forward into the future. Tomorrow, this is what the trough is expected to look like. It is expected to deepen and come even closer towards us in the British Virgin Islands and the Leeward Islands. Going forward, that was backwards, so we're now going forward, moving even further east and even much deeper. So as a result of the deepening of the trough, it will intensify any moisture that moves under it. So that cold front is going to be at the surface, and once it interacts with that upper level trough, it is going to provide a lot of favorable conditions. Hence the reason why we're seeing what they're calling similar to a river in the atmosphere, somewhat an atmospheric river. The setup is not as the atmospheric river, but it is similar, where we see that line of moisture moving across the Atlantic. The GFS model is telling us that as the low pressure center moves into the North Atlantic, we're expecting to see that band of moisture move across us here in the Eastern Caribbean. You see there, we see some colorful shades, which is telling us that the expected rainfall totals are going to be a bit high. Let's look at what the European model is suggesting. So that low pressure center moves out of the Gulf of Mexico into the North Atlantic. That cold front band moves across us here in the Eastern Caribbean. Again, it is suggesting that we're looking at some high rainfall totals. The ICON model, similar setup again. So far, all of these models seem to be in harmony with each other. That system is going to bring a lot of rainfall across the Northern Eastern Caribbean. The Canadian model, singing the same tune once again. So we're saying that once these models are in agreement, we're expecting that these conditions will eventually pull through. So here is the GFS rainfall accumulation. Take a look at our legend on the side. We see as we go further up, the purples are suggesting we could be seeing 2 to 5 inches of rainfall over the next couple of days. Isolated areas could even see some higher amounts. In particular, across Antigua and Barbuda, we see the darker shaded color here, and that is the American model. The European model setup is similar. Again, 2 to 5 inches of rainfall across this particular area. Then the ICON model, again, saying pretty much the same thing. So we're in for a lot of rainfall, so we could be issuing a flash flood watch as we go closer to those days. This is expected to begin impacting the British Virgin Islands from tomorrow, Tuesday, and then for the rest of the area, it will continue into Wednesday. In Antigua and Barbuda in particular, we're looking at scattered showers moving in early Wednesday, but then the bulk of rainfall is going to be Wednesday night and Thursday. So again, continue to monitor this system with us. In particular, it is not a usual system that we would see every year. It is not normal for the month of February for us to be seeing these rainfall totals. The temperatures are also going to be affected. If we notice, we see some cooler colors behind. So this is when the cold front is expected to move in. So this is around Wednesday also when that cold front pushes across the area and the temperatures are going to fall a bit Slightly, you're going to notice the drop in temperature, but it's not going to be as significant, but there will be a change in the temperature, becoming a bit cooler. These are the seas now. Some swells are going to be emanating from that low pressure center way in the North Atlantic, pushing into our area. So by Friday, we're seeing an increase in the beachfront areas, in the coastal areas. It's going to be quite hazardous, so we are likely to be issuing a high surf advisory or high surf warning by the time that Friday comes around, because those swells are also going to be on the increase. So this system is a major event. It's going to be impacting the winds to a lesser extent. The winds are going to begin picking up for mainly the Northern Islands, the British Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Barbuda, to a lesser extent, St. Kitts Nevis and Antigua and Montserrat. But there are going to be some gusty conditions, especially in showers. We're looking at continuous showers, mainly Wednesday and Thursday, but scattered showers thereafter. So there's impact that we could be seeing some mudslides and some flash flooding around. As I mentioned, the seas are going to be up, as well as the temperatures are going to be impacted. Here is a look at what the conditions on the outside look like presently. Not much weather activity around the Eastern Caribbean. Some high-level clouds as well as some shallow, low-level cloud patches. Therefore, today's weather, we're only anticipating a low chance of showers for the entire forecast area. That is the British Virgin Islands as well as the Leeward Islands. The winds are going to be out of the south for the British Virgin Islands, as well as Anguilla and Antigua and Barbuda. We're looking for some southeasterly winds as well for Antigua and Barbuda, Montserrat, and St. Kitts and Nevis. And the winds are going to range 15 to 28 kilometers per hour or 9 to 17 miles per hour. Now, the seas are safe at this time. We're looking at 1.2 to 1.5 meters or 4 to 5 feet. Now, we recorded an overnight low of 19 degrees Celsius or 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That was this morning. Today's high temperature is expected to get up to 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And here I would like to say goodbye. This brings us to the end of our presentation. Continue to monitor, like and subscribe this channel for future weather updates as we continue to keep track of that major event that is approaching our area and expected to bring some heavy rainfall over the next couple of days. I'm Letitia Humphreys. Goodbye.